Hi folks, welcome back. We're going to do another project for Easter, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a bunny rabbit holding a carrot. And I did two, and I'm going to show this to you, but I'm going to give you the size of this. It's 3 inches by 1 inch block. Okay, so it's kind of small, but it's a lot thicker than the first one I started, and I'll show the two that I did. This one was the first one, okay? He was okay. He has his feet sticking out. He has a little tail on the back, and something was wrong with his head. His head was not what I really cared for, and some people said, yeah, they like it the way it is. Other people said, yeah, there's something amiss. So I went to a friend of mine and said, okay, what's wrong with it? Sometimes your friends can be your best critic or your family. And she said, the head goes inward. It's not oval and round like that, okay? Not round. So I came up with a new one, and there we go. See the indentation here? That's what we're going to do. So we're going to do one like this one here. He's a little bit bigger. This was out of a smaller piece. And this is a real true test when you're trying to carve something you're not sure how it's going to work out and you're experimenting. Then you do small projects like this one, okay? This one will lead to something a little bit larger. Now the painting isn't quite done on him, but you can see he's got a little white tail in the back, and he's going to be a lot of fun to do. So let's get started. I know the painting has to be redone a little bit, and his ears with the pink and things, so I'll spruce him up a little bit later and do a few more coats on him, but I wanted to get started on him. So this is the one we're going to follow. Let me put the other rabbit over there. So what you need is a piece of wood, like I said, 3 inches by 1 inch square, and we're gonna print out his feet, where his big feet will go. Okay, where his big feet. Now on this particular one, you can make this thing taller, longer if you like, and then really put his arms in for his front paws and stuff. The difference here with the carrot, I put some little grooves in, and what you will need when I did this one here, you see I did with a knife, and I went down in here like a big V cut. If you don't have the tools, it's okay, you can still do it that way even with this one, but I had a little with my dockyard set, I had a little gouge, the widest gouge, and I scooped all this out. Okay, so this is the one we're going to be working on. So get your knife and your glove and your thumb guard on, and we'll start. So the first thing I did was I drew this on first, the feet, and then after I put the feet on, there's a lot of cutting on the top, so I did my solution of half water, half rubbing alcohol, and sprayed the top of it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to scoop from where the bottom of the ears is, kind of just outline it a bit, but we're just going to go up like so. Okay, alright, and we're going to go about halfway from the thickness. Okay, about halfway there and halfway here. Alright, so it almost looks like a diamond shape, or I don't know, rectangle. It's not a rectangular shape, it's a diamond shape. And you're going down probably, let's see how far down. Some of you like measurements. From the top, it's not quite, a little over 3/4, almost to 1 inch. 3/4, a little better than 3/4 down. I'm just measuring on my own here, eyeballing it. Because this one's not going to look identical, they never do. So what I want to do is just scoop this out. Okay, and then I'll go in the back and do the same thing. You're going to scoop it out. I do the ears first, because if the ears don't work out, I'm not fussing with the rest of it. Alright, that's usually, and his head's going to be really big compared to the rest of his proportion of his body. He's kind of a caricature. Well, he is a caricature, so this was a lot of fun to create. I did a couple of these already, experimenting. Now you can already see it coming, alright? You can already see the ears coming out and what you're going to be doing. So this is what you do there, alright? So this is the front where his feet are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little line down here. We're going to put a little V-cut. And see, it's not a lot, alright? It's not a lot, maybe 1/4 of an inch down. And we're just going to try to match it up with the corner. We're doing this from the corner, folks. From the corner of the block. Alright, just like so. The same thing over here. You're going to take it out. There's your center line, right? You can put your center line in first if you like. That will help you. And then bring this down and around like so. Okay? Now this is the hard part. It's cutting, you've got to cut all the way across. So what I do is I take my thumb and I push the knife. Now this is a controlled cut, folks. I'm not using my arm, alright? I'm using my thumb. I'll take it out and then I just kind of match it. Okay? I go on the back side and I do the same thing. Now because I wet it a little bit, it's a little easier to cut. You do need a sharp knife for this, folks. Okay? And then we'll go do one right down the center. Now this is the part, if you can't do it in one shot, you know what? You do it in a couple of different. Alright? So we're going to take this down again. Whoops. Let me take, alright, just like so. And the same thing over here. We're going to just take this down a little bit further. They're getting the ears out. That's what we're doing. Alright. There's going to be a lot more cut out here. Okay, because this, if you look at it, these ears are really facing, you see how my hand is, my finger is on here? It's facing this way. It's not straight across like the front of them. His ears are slanted at an angle, and you get that because your block of wood is creating that angle. Alright? So, now after you have this cut out, and it doesn't have to be perfect, you're going to go back and fuss with it. Okay, this is our front. We're going to take this down. We're going to put a little V cut down to the rest of that line, just like so. Okay? And you're going to turn it around. You're going to do the same thing there. Now one thing I was trying to do is make these ears look big and overly big and more of a curvature than my first one that I did. So I'm going to try to get that to go all the way to the corner. Alright, just like so. Alright, so now you may have to take a little bit more off, which is okay, and that's not going to hurt it any. Alright, so let's see how thick that is. Alright, so technically you're going out the same way, same depth, on the front and the back, and then you're creating the ears from that. Alright, so I'll be back and we'll keep going with our project here, the Easter Bunny. Alright, we'll be back.